Welcome to another episode of Middle Ground with JOLE Ground Floor, where we can agree to disagree and still be family. That's the theme song. What up, though, for my second album, The JOLE Experience. I'm your host, Jeffrey L. Edwards. My co-host is the awesome Teresa, Teri for short. Her birthday is yesterday, so we're gonna see if she's still gonna get in with us. We'll get the show going. Today we're gonna be talking about toxic relationships and what's the attraction and definitions of it. What are some signs? Let's a good example would be R. Kelly, a great talent, got personal issues, but when a woman's fed up, a lot of artists make songs about going through stuff. Oh, there go my co-host. Okay, get her in the screen.
Hey.
What up, though? I just started talking about the title of the show is Toxic Relationships and What's the Attraction. I was just speaking on how artists like R. Kelly wrote songs like When a Woman Fed Up, or probably a great Sam Cooke wrote songs, you're going through something. She might throw hot grits on you or something. But people are attracted to those type of situations.
Right.
What's your thoughts on it, Teri?
I think that we personally live in a time where like it's popular, where it's almost cool to say you're toxic or that somebody is toxic on you or something like that. Whereas I don't know, depend on who you ask.
Okay.
My personal opinion. I'm gonna wait for that.
Okay.
Let's get deeper into it.
Gotcha. That change. Okay, well, we got a lively bunch, former classmates.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, happy birthday. Hope it was awesome yesterday.
Everything was not. Well, I worked. You know me. I'm gonna work regardless. So I was still working and very busy and prepping for a vacation and all of that. I literally just got from behind the chair. That's why I literally was running over here like, yeah. So yeah.
Well, we got my brother since 6th grade, Joe Morris, in the house.
Yo.
Braids and all. I'm so like, wow, what happened to the quiet guy?
Okay.
We have Stephanie, awesome friend since 11th grade, joining the show. Bring her up.
Hello, how are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Pretty good.
No, Cindy since 7th grade. And got my big bro Don. Neighbor, been giving me knowledge for years. Welcome to the show, everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
All right. So we get the definition of toxic relationship. Toxic relationship is one that makes you feel unsupported, misunderstood, demeaned, or attacked. A relationship is toxic when your well-being is threatened in some way, emotionally, psychologically, and even physically. So why do y'all think people find a toxic relationship so appealing?
They're comfortable. People are in toxic relationships. They may not know that they're toxic to start out, but then it becomes that, and then they're used to it. They don't want to leave. Well, they want to leave, but they don't know how to leave. So they find something to hold on to sustain them because of the comfortability.
Okay. Cindy?
It's a false comfort, but yeah, go ahead, Cindy.
Why people are attracted to toxic relationships? I just think that they're exciting at first, at least initially. You know, they're exciting, and people kind of just get entwined until it's not anymore. Or maybe like she said, comfortable, and maybe accept whatever the treatment is. But I think excitement is like what attracts people to it.
Okay. Don got to come back out and have an issue. Teri, go ahead. You about to say something?
I think it's a combination of, I think what the lady said, both of them is like right on point. Even with the comfortability, it's like a false comfort. I think it's that you're used to that person kind of comfort, not that it's actually a good thing or a great thing.
Mhm.
And like Cindy said, the excitement. But at the same time, I think we sometimes mistake drama for excitement because girl, like a coaster, a Ferris wheel is excitement, honey. Drama ain't excitement. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. To some
you know what I
people, it
mean? I
drama
think
is
we get mixed up in it all, you know.
yeah, yeah,
And most of us, I think most of us have probably fallen victim to it. You know, that's why
absolutely.
I'm never judgmental on my end of anybody, of any woman for certain. Um,
Absolutely.
it's easy. It's easy to fall into it. It's easy to fall for it.
Joe.
Um, I would say I think that people don't think they deserve better sometimes. They just that's all they know. That's what they saw. Sometimes you just come from that environment and you just happen to get stuck with what you stuck with. You just don't know that you're like Stephanie was saying. You just don't know that you're in a toxic relationship. Sometimes people know exactly what the hell they doing and they
Loving it. They
yeah
be loving it.
they
Yeah.
enjoy the ride.
Mhm.
Don.
Hey, yeah. Take accountability for the men. You know, you got these guys out here that's really controlling, and you mistake it as love and it's obsession.
Yeah.
And
But then there are sometimes, okay, so I can say, like prior to us being married, I had a toxic relationship, and I remember the relief when it was over. Like he thought he was breaking my heart, and when he said it was over, I felt like somebody had took the shackles off of me.
yeah, I mean, I was in one as well, and it was the fact of the matter of every time it could be the smallest things, and she likes to run up on me.
Oh wow.
She just run up. I mean, ready to get busy.
Mm.
So my thing about it is, you know, I don't do no drama. I walk away. So I walked away, kept walking away, kept on walking away. I even went as far as telling her parents about it. And then one time she put me in a situation. She ran up on me. I stepped to the side and pushed her. She fell and bounced off the bed onto the floor. Her daddy comes
Oh
over.
no.
Her daddy comes over. He said, "What happened?" I said, She fell onto the bed and onto the floor." He came upstairs. He said, "What did you do to him?"
Mm.
So pretty much that let me know he knew exactly.
No, it's because you probably had talked to her parents about it, so they had already had some insight. So
Yeah, that you gotta leave that alone. Walk away from that. You know, people ignore the red flags. Can't ignore the red flags. You know.
I think sometimes you're unconsciously attracted to the red flag. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we don't see it in ourselves, that we're just drawn to it. You know what I mean? I think it, if you, I mean, I try to look at things, unfortunately, I try to look at things on a deeper level. And I think it's almost, if you look at it, drug like. You know what I mean? Like you're drawn to and attracted
It's
to.
an addiction.
Yeah, it literally is an addictive thing when you're in it. And it's like, why do you even want this thing that ain't even good? It ain't good for you, good to you, or nothing. Like, like what's
Exactly. That's why I always roll with. Listen, you can trust people, but never fail. Everybody got their personal thoughts and their demons.
True.
Mhm.
You got to pay attention to that.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. But that's my point. Like, it's easy to say you gotta pay attention to it, but when you're in it, too late. You know what I mean? Like these are the things you know when after the fact. You know.
Let's not forget we got the charming kind.
yeah,
You know,
Oh baby.
they're not always controlling and aggressive. We got the
Absolutely.
charming
It's not
kind.
even about
We
that.
got the suave. We
Mm-hmm.
got they out there.
Mm-hmm.
I
Very
love in
So
particular how he said that it's what we know. Sometimes people are products of their environments.
Mhm.
If you are raised in a toxic environment, you've seen that relationship with your parents, siblings, and now it's your turn to grow up. If that's all you know, you might not even know how to thrive in a healthy relationship because you've not been exposed to that. So we look at it as addictions. Drug addiction is the same thing as relationship addictions. We can kind of compare them that way because if you are raised by drug addicts, right? I mean, when you know better, you do better, of course.
Right.
But sometimes when you are coming from those situations, it's like the word I used initially, comfort. And so, like Terry said, it might be a false comfort. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But when we're thinking about why, there's so much background that needs to be considered. Yeah, it's exciting.
Mhm.
It's driving me,
Mhm.
but it's really hard to pinpoint why without knowing that person's background.
Right.
Now, I know I had a toxic relationship senior year. Um, a friend X had introduced me to one of her friends, and for whatever reason, this girl liked to argue. We get home from school, we give her a call. Hey, how you doing? Why didn't you call me 2 minutes ago? What the hell?
Mhm.
I called you. How you doing? No, who you messing with? What's that beating? Like, what? All this, I just called you and I'm getting on. What is wrong with you? Because I'm like, who does this? I don't like to
Mhm.
argue. I had to learn this person got a problem, and this is the way they communicate. And once we stopped talking, I later found out, well, I was being told this from another friend of yours. I'm like, oh, well, nothing about me showed you what they said. So I'm thinking you crazy as hell. Because I just called to say hello. And I'm getting all this toxic stuff that made no sense whatsoever. And that was a 12th grade, so I can only imagine what people deal with now since we all getting older.
That's what I was gonna say. I remember being in high school, and like I would always meet a nerdy guy and be like, "Oh no, he's a nerd." Always look for the bad boy. When you young, you a teenager, you look for the bad boy. You don't want the
Mhm.
nerdy guy. But the bad boy gonna end you up in that toxic relationship. He ain't got no respect for you. He gonna be dating you and your friends. So like it starts as a teenager, and I think it has a lot to do with peer pressure. Like my daughter, she's a senior in high school. She get ready to go to prom. She don't have a date because the boy who likes her, everybody thinks he's a nerd. She don't want to show up to prom with the nerd, so she's.
Wow.
But I'm telling her, 10 years from now, you gonna wish you took him to prom with you.
You gonna have a
Mhm.
corporation.
Gave him a chance.
Yep.
Absolutely.
But her peer pressure, her friends is probably telling her, look at the basketball player or look at this person. That might not be who you need.
Wow.
Here's something.
I always say, even now, like, because there's, believe it or not, a peer pressure thing, even at this big old age, people are worried about what other people think about their mates or what they look like, the picture, like what
Right.
matches in the picture.
Okay.
I personally don't get it. I say it all the time. Like, I don't care what somebody thinks about what the person standing next to me looks like or any of that. Like, that ideal has always been crazy to me because it's like,
Yeah.
but he's with me though. So like, why,
What does
like,
that matter? Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He don't need to be fine to you. Like, he don't need to be cute to you. Like,
Absolutely.
it's my baby.
Go
Yeah.
ahead, Dom.
I don't really get that. And then, anybody know me know I like a cornball. So
Go ahead, Dom.
I
Mhm.
tell you, early on, when I came out of high school, I was running from all these toxic relationships, which caused me to be the toxic person.
Hmm.
Because to the point I got so fed up, I wasn't giving myself to no one. And I played the game. I played the game what as you play.
Gotcha.
I concubine. I'm never gonna take you out. I'm never gonna call you. We ain't gonna go to a show.
Wow. Oh no.
No, seriously.
I believe you.
And then when I met my wife, I was like, it was like, D, this ain't you, bro. You a constant? I was like, yeah. And it got to the point where me and my wife, we was dating at the time. We was rocking so hard that the little concubines would come by, and I said, "Hey, come on in. I want you to meet my girl."
Wow.
No feelings. But like I said, and then my thing about it, my wife would tell you there. When we first got together, you could not get close to me. You couldn't sleep close to me. I wasn't really trying to give you completely control of my heart. But see, that was just that guard from all that toxicness.
No,
I've been there.
At our wedding, I told him, I'm like, you're gonna have to kiss me when they say you're not.
I do.
And he's like, I'm ready. I'm gonna be ready. I'm like, you about to kiss me from all these people?
Oh man.
So,
Yeah.
he did it, but I was shocked because I thought he was going to cheat.
Well, listen, I didn't even think we were getting married.
It was a shock to you.
Our wedding's at 4:00. It's 4:30. I'm standing by myself.
Oh no. Wow.
She showed up though. She ain't let me down like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he was mad toxic.
Yeah. I even had an ultimate breakup line. You understand? I tell him in a minute, I can't love you the way you need to be loved. Let me get myself together, and I'll come back for you. Who gonna argue?
Wow.
That's classic.
I would argue that a toxic relationship actually made you a better man now.
Yes. Going through it.
It could definitely make you or break you.
And I had to take a whole bunch of accountability. If I think about it, I had a real good mate. She didn't badger me with it, but she pointed it out. Hey,
Okay.
No, and she was patient with me, And
Okay.
we're going on 24 years.
That's amazing, bro. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
I know for me, after experiencing that one, then there was another crazy one. I'm like, okay, maybe one nobody made for you, Jay. Just you want to do music, just focus on your thing. Leave this thing alone, because you drink too much Jack, you smoke too much weed, trying to figure out what the hell wrong with this female, and she ain't really for you. Just leave it, let it go. So it did start putting up those walls you talking about, Don, where when you do meet someone, they fight tooth and nail to get you to come out your shell, because I didn't feel comfortable speaking. I could write my song. I hope she fall down the stairs, a rock hit her. She hurt my little feelings, blah, blah,
I had to look at
I
myself.
didn't feel comfortable to say that to him. Like, oh no, that most conversation.
Yeah.
I had to look at me, because if I keep ending up in situations, regardless to how different these men may look, regardless to how different their occupations may be, how different their backgrounds are.
True.
The common denominator was me.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to look at me, and that was it.
I had to do that too. Real last, I ain't want a relationship. I just want a home loving friend,
Here's something.
and that fixed a lot of stuff over time. Go ahead, Don.
Being in a toxic relationship, can we kind of give some kind of like accountability to the village?
What do you mean?
Like your friends.
Oh, you raised?
Your friends, then my thing about it.
Absolutely.
Got some people that grew up without a father in there, so they don't know how a man's supposed to treat them.
Yeah.
You got some guys that grew up like me. It was just my mom. My dad was gone. It was just my mom. But you know what I'm saying? You grew up around your mom and all these sisters, so you don't really know how to stand up as a man.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing about it, the lack of tends to bring out another side of you.
That's true. When my father died at 12, and my family was destroyed, I really stayed to myself to figure out stuff.
Yeah. But one thing I give my mom credit for is a little game she used to play. She was like, hey, look, today I'm not your mom, I'm your daddy. So anything that you tell me now, I can't hold against you. Man, I used to let her have it.
Oh, wow.
But it, in the long run, I was like, man, my mom's so mean. My mom's so mean. But in the long run, she was preparing me. Now I'm thankful for everything she put me through, because it prepared me.
But then there are people who like whose mom say it's a single mama. She raising her kids. Every man that come around her kids, all her kids see her doing is getting beat up by them or mistreated or disrespected. When they get older, they don't see nothing better. They think that that's what a man's supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely it's a village thing too. Because my niece think that you're supposed to be toxic. If he ain't hitting you, he ain't mistreating you, then he possibly love you. And I don't care how many times I try to get into her head that ain't the case. That's what her mama went through. And she look at me like, so you saying something wrong with my mama? You saying something wrong with my mama because this is how my mama lived.
And it's funny that you say that because um before I was married, we'll have 12 years this year in August, but this was right around the time that he was preparing to propose to me. So I met my husband through my sister, and one of the things that she said was, "Have y'all had that first fight yet?" And I'm like, "We don't fight, we don't argue. What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Well, y'all ain't in love then. It ain't love until y'all have that first fight, break up, and make up." And I'm like, why is it a mentality that in order for it to be love, it has to be argumentative or it has to be violence? We don't fight. My husband and I know how to communicate with each other. So why is it that the argument or the negativity or the drama is the basis of the positivity in my relationship? Make that make sense.
Well, I think it's the culture with all the music we make now. It's always not the Cosby.
Right.
We got to be that ghetto love. We fought, shot each other. I love you. Come here, let's put a bandit on you. And
Hmm.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be all that. It should be, I love you. I want to spend my life with you. Let's do it.
That part.
Simple.
Yeah, I didn't have a lot of romantic relationships. But the one that I had definitely set the tone. So, you know, those kind of things I like to kind of like nip in the bud, the red flags when they come like, no, no, don't talk to me like that. Or no, don't, I don't like that. You know what I mean? I I've learned, to create those boundaries. So
What's some red flags, Cindy?
keep them toxins out.
What's some
um,
red flags you notice?
red flags, toxicity. I would say like, and I know this may sound like a little crazy, maybe even funny, but how many maybe guys my age knocking on 50 or maybe over 50 I've met with toddlers, like 5 years old,
Mm.
you know, and they're out and trying to start a relationship with these little young ones, and to me that's the red flag. Little young kids, and an older guy, I feel like um could possibly be playing games. I think he should be a family man. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just to me that is a red flag. I can't. The youngins, to meet a man that tells me that he has a 2-year-old. At my age, it's like, oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, well, to me, it's nothing wrong
3 years.
with knowing what you don't want, red flag or not. If
Exactly.
you set up that, no, I don't want a
Yeah.
man with little kids. You don't want a
Yeah.
man with little kids.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. But to me, it's like, okay, you were just in a relationship 2 years ago, just had a baby. You know what I mean? Like, and you already back out here and wanting someone to
Nice.
it's kind of like, yeah, like that's, yeah, no. So those are some of the red flags to me. Um, Another red flag is I feel like some guys like now today they want to know exactly like what you do. Do you live alone? They want to know so much information about, you know what I'm saying? Where you work. Those all are red flags to me, you know.
They're just
And
trying
let's
to
talk
get
about you, sir. You know.
Well, to be fair, women ask them questions on dates all the time too.
Well, I mean, yeah. I just feel like, you know, lead with yourself. Everything started from one. Lead with you.
Look, Cindy, you're gonna have to grab some of our older episodes where we talked about all of the questions that you're supposed to ask on date 1, 2, and 3. Because it's a doozy, baby. You got to ask a whole bunch of questions.
Yeah, I understand that.
I think you got to go pretty deep because I need to know off top whether or not like we got a deal or no deal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true.
What are some no deals? What's some non-negotiables?
Oh, like I just.
Do you have a job? Do you have a car? Do you live with your mom?
Do you have a dream?
Yeah.
Do you have a dream?
Like to me, the basics. Like that's just like basics. Like you need to be employed.
Self-sufficient. Definitely self-sufficient. Be able to.
But that goes both ways.
I don't need to see your tax return or nothing like that. But I need to. I mean, unless you have it on you.
I need to know you got your own draws and you can afford your own, you know, your own everything. You this is you. I don't, you know, you're not looking for someone to, you know, treat you like moms and take care of you.
All right, Don.
You know, it will be really hard if I was single right now because the red flags is out there. I mean, like one of my red flags, I ain't dating nobody that can still make babies. I'm good on that. I'm good. And then
that's understandable.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
If my wife ever threw me to the side, I got to put a meter in my room because you can't stay over.
Here go one. Don't say your mama lived with you clean in the basement. No,
it's so understandable.
In the basement. That red flag. My mama lived with me, but your room in the basement.
But here's something.
Right.
I had a conversation with a partner of mine, and we was talking about it, and he was getting ready to go through a divorce with his wife. They had issues, and he said, Don, what about you? You're your wife. Your wife said, you know, hey, it's time we need to split. I told her, I said, well, my thing about it is it's a healing process after that, and I don't feel that I should date or even start dating until I can provide for the next woman what I provided for my wife, because it don't make sense going backwards. So if I had 2 houses and 3 cars and I was able to pay all the bills, then I'm not going to date until I can do that again. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play. I'm not going to play. Listen, I'm honest. You know.
I know that's why I'm coming for you, because what you tell me, you gonna play. You ain't gonna be single till you do all that again. Because you told me years ago that what? What I say?
Tell me.
You told me sex is like air. And
it
is.
So
you gonna play.
So to most men,
that means you
to most men, sex is like oxygen.
You to a classic.
And if I'm sitting in this house and I'm not breathing, and she's walking down the street, what am I gonna do? So let me paint this scenario for you. Take your best friend and your mama to the ocean. Walk out in the water and hold their head underwater and watch how hard they fight you.
Okay, so you gonna play. You ain't gonna sit there.
I ain't gonna play. I'm going back to the old me, concubines.
That's what I said.
We ain't going out. We ain't going. No, I'm not gonna play this game. No, I ain't. You don't deny me. I won't deny you.
It still ain't going on.
Listen, honesty is the best policy. I'm gonna tell you what it is. You know?
Don's Hotel.
Hey, I'm putting a meter in the room. You put your 2 quarters in your head. When they click, you gotta go.
Oh man.
You just did the click.
I'm putting all my cards on the table. You ain't gotta guess nothing.
That mean you playing, because women are creatures. Because women are creatures of the heart. You lay down with her, she don't feel like you gotta have some feelings to lay down with her. If you
I'm gonna tell her, no, there ain't no feelings, mom. Ain't no money in feelings. No, I'm gonna tell you straight up. Hey, don't get it twisted, boo boo. And if you need me to tell you afterwards, I'll tell you before and afterwards. No, don't get it twisted now, baby. It is what it is now. You get on up and go home.
No.
I love you, mom.
Y'all are showed this.
Listen, you got to be honest. That's the thing about it is these guys out here telling these women all these stories and what they want to hear and tales and lies. And my thing about it is a woman she probably be mad at you, but she'll respect you more if you just tell her the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I put all my business. I don't care about man. Listen, I'm 53 years old. It don't matter. I dated 4 girls at the same time. Never lied to neither one of them.
2 sets of cousins. You left that part out.
Well, damn.
But my thing about it is, they asked me, "Well, why you dating my cousin?"
And all of them knew about each other.
Well, hell, to me, the answer is because you can.
That part.
Right. Exactly. See, my thing about it is, you ain't gonna turn around from that. You think you got the fire? So you got the fire? Come on, change it. I said back like y'all play.
Okay, yeah.
But
So
the thing about it is, they can never come back because I told them all the truth. If you want to walk away, walk.
Right.
But if you
that's
wanna
true, you
play,
shouldn't lie.
play.
When I met my wife, I told her I wasn't shit, but I'm working on it. Just broke up with someone. I'm at the cusp to be Darth Vader or still stay in the light, and I don't know. So I'm trying to just stay to myself and calm down. She looked at me like I was crazy and just kind of like, I'll wait you out. You'll calm down.
But
I
see,
started thinking being a good dude don't mean nothing.
Okay, so quick question.
Yes.
Off topic.
Okay.
Had the tables been turned, what would your response have been?
Talking to Donald?
No, I'm talking to you, Jeff.
I'm like, you ain't shit.
Oh, she told me that.
Yeah.
Respect.
But would you have still proceeded?
If we already been engaged and I see she cool, is what I want, yeah.
Okay.
I'll wait around when she calm down too.
Okay.
Because you honest. I respect honesty,
Got it.
Don't if you was out in these streets, we all out in these streets. You ain't gotta say I'ma say now. We all grown. Just keep it real.
Got it.
So I got a question. When we talk about toxicity in a relationship, it seems like we are focusing primarily on, like in your initial definition, you mentioned that it impacts you physically, emotionally, and then a couple other alleles that came out in the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, I want to kind of hone in on painting a more clear picture of what that toxicity actually looks like. Because we've all said that we've either been in or been exposed to somebody that's been in a toxic relationship, either in our own situations or, like you mentioned, high school, so times in the past. If, for example, you're in a relationship and say you have your initial boundaries, right? So I want a man that is financially secure.
Mm-hmm.
I want a man that's attractive to me. I don't care what anybody else thinks, but if he's my eye candy, I'm good with that. I want a man that is respectable, that doesn't verbally abuse me, of course, not physically abuses me. So this is my criteria.
Okay.
But I'm in a relationship where all of the boxes aren't checked.
Okay.
So in a situation like that, the significant other, male or female, might not be beating me up every day, might not be cursing me out, but I'm still sacrificing because my list ain't checked. Does that, in your opinion, fall under the same level of toxicity because I'm sacrificing some of the things that I want and need?
That's not.
I would say in that situation, because emotionally he not a person that's sitting up here, or she not a person saying, well, I should have got with your friend, but I got with you. Or they trying to fight you with your physical.
That wasn't part of her example.
I'm getting to it.
But okay.
I think toxicity is a verb. I think toxicity is a verb.
Yeah, can I get through it?
I'm sorry.
Been saying 19 about you all night. Here you
What's
go.
up? Go ahead.
All right, as I was saying, it's not that going on. But what you're talking about is a person has a certain checklist what they're looking for, and they got some of it. Now that person gonna have to be come Jesus moment with themselves. Is this what I'm good with, or do I want more? Because this person was this from day one, and they only met two of the boxes. You still chose to mess with them, so that's not really on them. Because they might not know unless you had a conversation like, I'm looking for A, B, C, D, E. And they said, well, I'm only A and E. And if y'all still embarked on y'all
Yeah,
journey,
that's that 20-80. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
70.
I can't be on him at that point or her, because the person knowing that went into it. Now, if you didn't know, that's different. They was a Decepticon. I'm Denzel, but I really ain't shit. That's a whole different conversation.
Right.
But if it's just strictly you only getting a few what you looking for, that'll have to be on you to have that conversation.
Isn't that the case in anyways? Like, are you ever like? I don't think you're ever. I don't think anybody's ever gonna 100% check
Check
all
all
your
the boxes.
Like, I think that would be asking like way too much. I think that's I don't know. Is that
Well, the boxes that you're comfortable with, that you're not
no?
gonna
But
have.
I'm saying
I'm not
is,
happy
if you
moment.
made this list, if you had this list of all the things, just like all the amazing things, like how rare would it be to even come across a person that literally checks every single box?
It's not impossible.
But if they were truly made for you, I
I
think
heard
they
it in her voice. Say that again, Stephanie.
I said it's not impossible.
She said that. Oh, okay, girl. Well, listen, you say it. Listen, I heard it, and it didn't just come from here. It didn't just come from the shopper, baby.
But they made it for you.
Right.
It came from down low. I heard
From the
it.
diaphragm.
Don got something to say.
You said it's not impossible, but here's where it gets off track, because you're putting expectations on someone.
And why shouldn't you?
When you don't meet those expectations, now you're thinking it's toxicity. No, it's not, because my thing about it is
If they know about the expectation. Now, if you're expecting somebody to read your mind,
right.
Yeah, that's different.
I think
That's
about
kind of adult life. You know what I mean? Like,
we
in a
and Jeff
healthy
talked about this.
situation, you're communicating. You know.
right.
Me and Jeff talked about this earlier about the 5 floors.
Oh yeah, I heard
Shopping
this.
store. Yeah. And my thing about it is, like I told him, we got these boxes. Like, my thing about it is, before I met my wife, I had an ideal woman. You know what I'm saying? And I told my wife, I told my wife my lifelong crush was Suzanne Douglas.
Okay.
I thought she was just the naturalest, beautiful woman in the world. You know what I'm saying?
Man with Shantae Moore.
So my thing about it is,
I remember that.
financially secure. You want to be the eye candy. You want to be the eye candy. Yeah, I get all that, but that's kind of a far stretch. I mean,
So
you're right. It's
So let's
reachable.
develop that a little bit further then. So you've got your list, you've been transparent, your significant other meets all or most, whatever you choose to accept, right? So the relationship develops. Maybe there was a promise made that, okay, I'm not where I need to be, say financially, but I'm gonna work on it. And then maybe you even go as far as to give them a deadline. So I'm feeling you in every other way, but I need you to get your ducks together. Maybe you need to work 2 jobs for a minute, whatever the case may be. And then they don't meet that standard. You're communicating the whole time. So there's no secrets, there's no behind the door type actions or anything like that.
Okay.
The toxic part, because I have set this expectation. You're aware of the expectation, but you're not doing what you need to do to meet that need for me. It's on me though. If I choose to stay, knowing that you haven't held up your end of the bargain, but I choose to stay, knowing that I'm unhappy, does that qualify as a toxic relationship? Because I'm not happy.
I would still
There's
say
toxicity.
no.
I would say yes.
It doesn't qualify.
Yeah, but
If
who's
it's
toxic?
toxic
One
on
at a time.
both
One at a
sides,
time.
that's
Toxic.
One at a
yeah.
time.
So in this example, me, I'm
Right. You got to
saying
say,
in
look,
the
I
toxic
look, I just make it
relationship,
short
it's
and
my
good.
One at a
choice.
time.
Yeah.
One at a time. One at a time. Stephanie.
Yeah. So to Terry's question, I'm the I'm bringing the toxins to myself in all
Right.
honesty because
Right.
I'm in
Bingo.
this situation, but I'm
Bingo.
choosing not to leave. So
Bingo.
then my actions might reflect, I might make sly comments or whatever. Not saying
Bingo.
that, that's my situation, but just kind of wanted to throw that out
Yeah,
there because
no.
All right,
everybody's
Joe.
thinking about,
Yeah.
I'm getting my ass beat every
No,
day.
I got where you
It
were
might not
going
be
with it.
that.
That's why you were asking him for an example. I got where you were
Mm-hmm.
going with it.
All
Yep.
right, go ahead, Joe.
In your example, I would say,
Then Don.
so far what you have said, I wouldn't classify it as toxic. However,
Okay.
if his behavior is affecting your financials, if he's using your credit cards and running them up, if he's doing something to negatively affect your financial situation, then it might qualify as toxic. But him ruining his own damn credit, that's on him. Like, you can still leave the situation and still be good.
Yeah.
All right, Don.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You gave him a deadline, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
not meeting the criterias. So I think where the toxic comes in at is the most important thing that you can't get back, and that's the time.
Yeah, true.
And even though it might be ruining his own credit and his life might not be where he needed to be for him, it could still keep her from doing stuff because maybe she want to go to Jamaica or the Bahamas. So she missing time in her youth, or she could go to Jamaica, Bahamas. But he can't go because he ain't making enough money. He ain't got no good credit. So it can lead
Quality
to
of life.
toxicity. It can lead to toxicity because, like she said, now she mad. Her friend in Jamaica, she's sitting at home because her man ain't where he needs to be. Now she's saying sly, sick stuff to him.
Now my thing about
Now
it,
he getting smart with her, then it's disrespectful. So it
Or
leads
she gotta reverse the role. Now she gotta take care of him, because she doesn't want to sacrifice that trip to Jamaica. So I'll just front it, and then he can end up taking advantage of that. That kindness being taken for weakness is now turning weakness into toxins.
Well, at that point, I think she might need to decide does she want to stay there because now you plant a new seed where it's going to be a problem and you're going to start having resentment.
Yeah, true.
Where you might not say nothing, but you feel, okay, so I'm the breadwinner now, but you said you're going to have your stuff tight by 24. It's 24.
Yeah.
You still suck. Now I'm doing it.
I think
I'm your teammate, but
have expectations.
you ain't doing your part.
Right.
Then that's
I
going to keep
think-
festering.
I think the toxicity is in like the very beginning, because if that's what your expectations of him are, then how unfair is it to be with a man that doesn't meet those expectations and then get mad when he can't?
Yeah.
You knew that from the beginning. So I think
Good point. Man or woman.
it starts at the very beginning.
I tend to see things for exactly what they are from the very beginning, and I see what you can do. And if you can't dance like Chris Brown, I'm not gonna be expecting you to dance like Chris Brown in 30 days. Like,
That's right.
You to be able to hit all the moves on day one.
Yeah, it's unfair. So why be unfair to him and to yourself first?
But she made a good example because at the same time,
it happens.
Now I'm starting to feel like that might be some toxic behavior because I know people that are that way, that they go in and try to fix and change people, which I do feel like I am like a self-proclaimed healer, because I was about to say I am a healer and that was gonna sound crazy. Like,
okay.
No, I'm with you. I
but no, I am. I tend to attract people that I feel
you.
like I have to. I ain't gonna say fix because these have not been weak men, but just men that might just need that little battery in their back and just need that support and all that, because they're great. They're great people, and they
were aligned for that
success. But baby, once I put that battery in that back, they was just, you know what I mean? It just took off. That's just
right. Let Don get in here.
Yes.
Wait, Don.
That goes to when they say everything you give a woman, she multiplies and gives it back. See, my thing about it is a lot of men need that push, because my thing about it is they need a blanket, not a top. Top stops their growth. blanket covers them.
Absolutely.
So they grow and be what you want them to be. See, I'm just like what I got with my wife. I was not the man that she wanted, but as time, you take what you can.
Mhm.
You find somebody that has the luggage that you're willing to unpack, and you mold them into what you want.
Even better
Over
than
the
that,
years, you mold them into what you want.
It's-
Now you have that man.
it's about growth too. Like I never wanted to be with the man that already had everything because I've always been independent.
Okay.
We gonna grow and get stuff together. I don't want to move in your house. I don't want to drive your car. I don't want you taking care of me 100% because I'm independent. I want to be able to do it on my own. And if we don't have something, I want us to build together. I don't want you to have everything because then I'm gonna feel like
And that makes so much sense, but that makes so much sense. But I swear my experience was so different.
Go ahead, Don.
That's what I tell my sons. I told my sons, I say, part of being a man is you don't need a woman's money because you got your own money.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to move in with no woman because you got your own house.
You don't respect.
You don't need to drive her car because you're supposed to have your own car. Only things you need from a woman is the things that you can provide for yourself. Take lead.
Gotcha.
And if that's the problem right here, men don't want to take lead. They walk down the street talking about this my hood, and they can't even fill out a money order. And then the thing about it is, you find some girls out here, this my man. This guy don't even know how to wake up on his own. His mama waking him up. And my thing about it is, like I talk to, at my job, I talk to a lot of women. And you know, one of the number one red flags for me, and I just sit there just listening to them. Women 40, 45, 50 don't even have a 5-year plan. Don't even have a 5-year plan. Don't even have a 1-year plan.
Mm-hmm.
They just waking up day by day. Just I'm just gonna take it on the hip.
Well, I don't want to mold no more because
Absolutely.
I want to make a Stepford wife. I want you to go into your own. Because I've dealt with these scenarios. Like I'm not a mastermind manipulator type. I'm okay in the mind. I got a little smarts, but I want that person to be them compared to me building them. Because
exactly,
if you build them, it ain't the same as this your partner to me.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention it's exhausting.
But it's exactly what you want it to be if you're dating a like-minded person, because some people require, I know people personally that require a mate that can kind of stand by them and push them along and kind of, you know, they need that support, that balance. And then I know people like myself, I don't need somebody. I've been in business for myself my whole life. I really don't. I'm technically an independent woman, but I like to have a man in my life where I'm not necessarily independent, if that makes sense.
Well, I got you, because
I like to feel taken care of, and I like to feel like I need this man because my man ain't, because my man, that's my man right there. Like I like to be that way, but I don't really need to be that way, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
right?
now man.
But you have some people who actually need somebody to guide them and show them and all of that. And I think that that's okay too. And I think the Stepford wife situation is okay too, if that's the situation you want to be in. And that's why I think like-minded people need to be together. If a man wants a wife that wants that duty, he needs to be with a woman that wants to give that duty. And there was a time in my life where I really thought that that's how I wanted to be. For a hot second, yes. Can you believe it? Yes. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it's anything wrong with any of that. That's why I think you have to actually get to know people to know that instead of trying to change somebody into what you want them to be and molding somebody into what you want them to be, maybe meet somebody and talk to somebody who actually is on the same wavelength. And then that way you ain't beating and molding somebody into what you want them to be.
Now you can have Decepticons. They play the role. Oh, he wants.
Listen, this is a fact. We know that.
I'm gonna.
We know
when
that.
They get comfortable.
We know
what is this? You Peg Bundy now? Wait a minute. All the other good stuff. Oh, I just did that to get you. Like, oh hell no.
I got a question.
Yes, absolutely. And that on top of we change. I know for me, I'm not who I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We change as well.
Absolutely.
You know, because there was definitely a time when this toxic relationship that we're talking about, I might have been her for a minute.
Oh,
You
that
know
was
what
my
I mean?
question. That was about to be my question.
Okay.
Literally, I said I was gonna say that Don openly admitted to being a toxic person in a relationship.
Yeah.
Can anybody else openly admit?
Oh,
that
I was her. I bust your windows out your car.
I probably
I left my mark. All of that.
I probably was a little, but I guess my thing would be okay. I like what I want, how I like it, but I found myself coming across scenarios where if you like Domino's pizza, cool, I'm gonna get you Domino's. But if I like Little Caesars, you're gonna give me the remix. Give me hot dogs, like you should be good. I'm like, I got you what you wanted, how you wanted, why I'm getting the remix. And then wait, you're imagining this, like, no, I asked for that, and you're doing this. So they probably looked at me like I was toxic, but I just tried to reciprocate what I want and get the same thing back.
But I think that that's part of what it is. I think a lot of people don't even realize that they were toxic. Like a lot of people be like, she toxic, she toxic, and you're in this relationship with this person. Like, dude, you know you toxic too. Like,
I think I can admit to probably being toxic, you know, the toxic one. And maybe because I wanted to beat them to it. Maybe because I felt like it could possibly be toxic towards me. So I'm gonna beat you to the punch.
Yeah, like I'm petty too. Yeah.
Before, yeah. So
beat him to the punch.
Sure would. I sure would.
Oh, my bad, Stephanie.
No, I cannot think of a relationship that I've been in where I was toxic. Now, I was a little bit sheltered, so I didn't have a lot of relationships.
You really gonna get on this platform?
Listen,
I'm your homie since 11th grade. You really gonna get on here?
Oh,
We keep it real on this show now.
Are you saying that I've had a lot of relationships?
I ain't saying you had a lot of them, but
I heard I had a lot of relationships.
I remember hearing one that was
You're saying
back in high school.
I'm sitting back on them like, oh.
Like, come on now, this your boy.
Drop the name and I can see if I can remember, because I'm probably like
I was smoking weed back then. I don't remember names.
out of my
stuff
mind.
that stood out. Like,
Stephanie.
wow. Wait a minute. Come on now. You keep it real out in the middle ground. Keep it real.
I don't know what Jeffrey is talking about.
Maybe you was smoking weed too. And you forgot.
Probably
Look,
was.
y'all supposed to have a conversation before the show and go over what y'all was going to talk about and what y'all wasn't going to like. Okay, like me and Cindy said last week, like you got to blink twice. You got to
right
go over all of that.
Go ahead, Don.
Look, I know I've been.
I'm puzzled now though.
No, I had a friend who I knew the guy liked me, and I would literally go to his house and tell him I needed money because I was going on a date with another guy.
Oh, hell no!
And I just wanted to make sure
You was a pimp.
Right.
When I think back, I'm like, that was so horrible. Like, I know this guy liked me.
Wow.
And he would give me the money because I'm like, if he put
Hell no.
trying to get home, and he would give me money to have in my when I went on a date with somebody else. That was me.
Hell.
I know it was me.
Moment of silence for that song.
Right.
I look at this show differently now, but like in a good way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I feel like you know what I'm saying? I look at you like we've talked on here, but like now I feel like
I thought she was so quiet.
I think we all played the game, you know. I think we all.
Nah, she kept it tea. She kept it tea.
I met this one girl, and she wanted to hang out with me so bad, but you know, growing up, I was always a workaholic. So I told her I can't hang with you. I got to go to work because I got to pay my child support. She said, "How much your child support?" I said, "My child support $400." And she was like, "Well, if I pay your child support, can you hang with me?" I said, "Yeah."
Nope.
I ain't had no kids.
Nope. I didn't have to. But I made good. I made good with my friends.
Y'all made for each other.
I'm just being honest with you.
Y'all hustlers.
listen, we
Definitely.
all played the game, baby. Listen,
I've
Man,
been guilty of making them pay for the babysitter, and my baby probably wasn't even at home.
look here. I had learned psychology.
You know, hey,
Chess,
babysitter.
Detroit women is a different animal, boy. The kind of
I
questions
don't
you
want to
would
make
get
nobody
asked.
do nothing. I just want you to feel like you know, you doing whatever you want to do because that's what you want to do from
A
your
lot
own
of
free
times
will
it be
and
a
not the kindness
test,
of your
Terry.
heart, and that's how you
I
feel
want to
about it.
see if this man would actually do it. You know, it's a test.
And the worst
Oh,
line.
no, I get the test, all of that. I just like for a person to feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like they just like
Do it without you asking.
to do. Yeah, that's what
I
he-
love that too.
Or if someone do the micro
I'm feeling that.
test. Keep
But
okay.
see, that's where the whole
moving
test
the
comes
line.
from, Terry, because you know you want, and it's like if it's not happening now, you gotta see if they'll actually, you know what I mean?
Like when it's like,
drag it out of
you
them
wanted to
type
do
of
this for
thing.
you.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that's so nice. Yeah.
Do you give hints or you talk? I ain't. Well,
Well, what it is if you let it be known what you know, I can't tell
What your
everything.
preferences are.
Most women will treat
No, this
a
ain't
man
Ursula
how he
session.
wants to be treated. So all he has to do is pay attention.
Yeah, pay attention. That on top of, you know, and we've talked about this, and then, you know, Cindy, you know, like like she said, if you're dating somebody, if you're dealing with somebody, you see everything that they're doing. You see their regular upkeep, their schedules and whatnot. So you know what it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then just be like, you know, I wanted to do this for you. You know, I thought I would take care of this for you this week or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know,
sometimes it be the small things.
Yeah, and then she be like,
Sometimes
oh my God, that was so
you're
nice that you thought about me like that and everything like that.
Just like you like it, you be like, wait a minute, how'd you know this is my favorite?
Yeah.
Yeah, watch you the favorite one because he paying attention. And so now you know, like,
All right,
and
Don.
call her girl.
Dude's paying
Really,
attention.
Don?
It's over then.
Early on, I did pay a lot of attention to what women ask and what I paid a lot of attention to that. But my thing about it is, I learned a little trick long ago when I was in my teens. Get inside the head. Everything else is open.
Hey, that mental is something else, ain't it?
Trust me when I tell you, get in their heads, everything open. You at Cedar Point.
Yep.
And that's what I did. My sister
I definitely agree.
Anytime I bring a girl around, my sister would whisper to her, "Leave, he do voodoo."
Yeah. She's like, girl, you better run.
Is that
Oh,
hell no.
A woman will tell you everything you need to know. You just got to pay attention. Now, it might come in Morse code, Pig Latin. She gonna flip it up because the woman wants to know her every move. She don't want to be predictable. So once she figure out that you're paying attention, go here. Now you got to back off because guess what? She about to flip it.
Yeah.
She gonna flip it. Then you got to
preaching right now.
Go back to reset and learn her all over again.
Keep him on his toes.
And then once she figure out you wanted that, flip it.
I don't know what you're talking about, Don.
No, he preaching right now. That's the play. I remember that, man.
You don't know, Terry?
You just don't call him. I only talk to her for the day because
no habla English.
Too much.
He's saying him keep her on the toes. That's basically what he said. Just when she thinks she got him and then flip it.
No habla English.
Are there any benefits to that type of environment?
What?
Are there any benefits to what type of environment?
Toxic environment for a relationship.
I mean, usually there's a benefit. That's why you stay in it. Most people.
Whatever that temporary need is.
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's that drug thing, and then for a lot of people, it's either sex or the finances or the, you know what I mean? People have different reasons, but for a lot of people, it's emotional. It's that emotional connection, that mental connection. It's a lot of things. I know for me, it's always mental, and
Mhm.
whereas initially it might have been this or that, but it came down to the mental emotional thing. So
Absolutely.
it's physical is not always a big deal, like that big of a deal for me. So I don't never get that when women say, "Oh, this, that, or the other." That ain't. I'd be like, "Okay, girl," But
Okay. Stephanie, a little too quiet over there.
I'm taking it all in. I don't
Oh, for
I'm,
real?
I don't know that there are any benefits to maintaining a toxic relationship,
what
but
would
I
you
think
think are
there are excuses for why, or even justifications as to why people
Okay.
stay in those types of scenarios. As Terry mentioned, it could be financial, it could be physical. It's whatever that immediate need is that's being gratified. There could be a fear, not knowing what's on the other side. So, we've been talking about, age frequently. I know Don mentioned 53. We're what, 44, 45 now, you know what I'm saying? So we're not particularly hot on the dating market. I don't know necessarily know if I want to go start all over again. So, that could be a reason to stay.
Oh, you
My
like the
word
chaos?
since we started has been the comfortability. This is what I know, this is what I'm used to. So I'm gonna just take an
Yeah.
opportunity like this and I'm gonna vent it out, or I'm gonna get on with my girls and we gonna talk it out. And then at the end of the day, because this is my everyday, I'm gonna deal with it. So not necessarily a benefit, but definitely a pacification.
Now, some people might like the chaos of it because, like, you
some
never know
people
what you're gonna
are
get with this person.
Mhm.
unconsciously attracted to the drama of it all. But even on that, I do. There are probably some people that are stuck in that. But as for me, I don't even being in that age bracket. Like, girl, that don't bother me none. And as far as dating, I have to say, no, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank
Mhm.
you. So
Mhm.
for me, that's not even a problem. Now, quality over quantity, another story. But
Mhm.
um, with all of that being said, I think it for me again it boils down with the the mental of it all, and the if you're in it and you don't really know unless you're in it, and
Mm.
that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Are you all
It's a
familiar
little
with
hard to say if you're not.
Blueface and Krishan?
Oh,
Yeah.
that's just raggedy. That's just it's fine.
Yeah.
What's
That's
that?
raggedy.
Yeah.
That don't even.
It's a
That don't
extremely
even.
toxic
That's.
relationship.
I
That's
don't even.
some way
Oh,
less off
Mhm.
But I
type of
feel like they're doing it for Hollywood.
situation.
They're doing it
Mhm.
for the clicks. I hope they're doing it for the clicks.
ain't no women in prison,
Most
so ain't no
people
point to do all that.
are. And that's the thing too, like with our media circuit, it's what we hear in the music, it's what we see on the TV. It's actually not only publicized, but actually it's a fantasy. So it's like they always say, like with the drugs and all these other crimes, the young boys hear these other rappers doing it, and so they mimic it. So when we see the "Why Did I Get Married" and all these other things, we're
Mhm.
mimicking it. It's almost normalized. So um, people have become more accepting of toxic relationships because I mean, it is what it is. This is kind of the society that we're in. So,
All right, Don.
My thing is just like what I was saying about growing with somebody. This my husband, and yes, I love being his wife, but I'm still Tracy. I was Tracy when he met me. I'm gonna be Tracy. So when this is over with, like you say, even with the comfortability, I can understand. Like I don't know if I want to be by myself, but I'm still comfortable with me knowing I can. And that's the thing. That was my
mhm,
independence thing. Like I might not be comfortable with it, but I know I can because I ain't never stopped being me. I love everything that he brings to our family. But if he walked away from me today, I ain't gonna fall over and die. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna keep moving. I'm still gonna be Tracy.
I'm a
And that's
soldier of love.
Gotta be. You better
Oh
you
be.
my
gotta stay yourself. You
God.
gotta keep something for yourself.
mhm.
You gotta have something for yourself. Don't lose yourself being
Time.
somebody else's
If
wife,
if we if
girlfriend, none
we
of that.
if we if we part ways and you laying on the ground, we just entered WWF. We gonna wrestle. You got to get up. I don't care how many times you feel. Get up.
My thing is, no matter,
But
I might be your wife, but I'm still gonna be Tracy.
always. But here's what I say. I say this: mental health is real for people.
Yeah.
It's so real,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't reach out to get the help that they actually really need.
No.
But I would say, dealing with people in a toxic relationship, and you say, what is the gain from that? The person that's toxic, they eventually go from being toxic in a relationship to actually being a narcissistic.
Mhm.
And being that, they don't know how to lose. Because when they feel like they're losing, they become victim.
Mhm.
Okay.
All they know, they don't know how to grow.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to change. All they know is
They gotta
I,
win.
I got to win. And
Mhm.
whatever I have to do, cut your tires, cut your mama tires, cut your daddy tires.
And then cut your throat.
They go to the bitter end to win.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a mental illness in itself.
That's a mental
too.
illness. But my thing
Narcissism.
about it is, hanging with your homies, you're not gonna get the therapy that you need. You actually need to see a professional.
Mm-hmm.
Who you don't know.
Yeah, my thing about it is, and I'll tell this to anybody. I was having a conversation with a partner next door to me, and he was schooling me, and he got upset. He was schooling me, that you need to do this, you need to do this. I told him, I said, man, I can't take that advice from you, bro. He was like, why? I said, because you my age, you ain't been through shit.
Hmm.
Be careful who you get advice from.
True.
Because my thing about it is, if you ain't walked that walk I'm trying to walk, I can't take your advice. You're going to have me back there on the couch, in the doghouse, in the court with divorce. No, man, I can't take your advice, bro, because you ain't been through it. I got to talk to somebody that walk that walk. You might know you might have a little wisdom. You might know what you're talking about.
Or somebody that ain't got nothing to lose. If you like, they not gonna gain or lose nothing from your conversation. All they can do is either they can help you, but they not losing nothing by helping you.
I got a
They're
friend.
not winning nothing by helping you. It's just like an outside
Mhm.
person who don't have no judgment. You might not see them no more. It could be a
I
person
got
sitting next to you on the bus.
I got an associate. I ain't gonna say friend. I got an associate right now. Man, we been cool from yay high to a grasshopper, but he ain't narcissistic. No advice from him. Listen, he give me advice, and I be scared I'm gonna utter it when I'm asleep.
Oh wow.
You feel me?
Mhm.
It's just that bad.
Wow.
It's just that bad. So my thing about it is, be careful who you take advice from.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Final thoughts, everyone.
Mental health is real.
Final thought for
Red
me.
flags. Nip them in the
Red
bud.
flags. Definitely
Yes.
red flags.
And know when you're toxic. Like, don't always
Know when it's you.
look for the flaws in the other person, because
Mhm.
sometimes you do have to self-reflect.
Mhm.
And be careful what you consume. So
True.
That part.
Absolutely, Joe.
here recently, we figuring out that old Earth, Wind, and Fire songs about infidelity and stuff. The reasons.
Oh, yeah. Right.
Everybody's jamming, but
I didn't know that.
yeah, that's about him cheating.
Oh wow.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was about what now?
That's a whole conversation. That's a podcast all by itself.
Yeah.
We need to have that talk.
There's a lot of songs out there that have like cryptic meanings, and some of them ain't so
For
cryptic.
sure.
It's-
For sure.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
That part. It's all the music that we listen to now that we criticize.
Yeah.
It's just that we said it back then. We just said it more tactfully. It was the same message.
Mhm. Mhm.
For sure.
Jeff, that's your next topic. We gonna talk about that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely a lot of these songs do. I mean, I thought the wildest stuff I ever heard was Marvin Cease or Clarence Carter back in the day. Like, y'all said that in the 60s and 70s? Wow.
They was just nasty.
Like, y'all just straight to it. Who the hell is
I
Joe?
mean, that goes back so far. I mean, even we can dig so deep into that. We saw the music, the movie. What's the one? Betsy. That Queen Latifah, the one movie she did. And that was like dated back to the very early 1900s.
Mhm.
And like she
Okay.
was talking very Lil Kim and wouldn't have nothing on her.
Oh wow.
This was back in the day.
Cindy, what's it called? I gotta look that one up.
I think the movie's called Betsy
Okay.
with Queen Latifah.
Hey
Thank you
Don,
for that.
you got something to say, Don?
Yeah, man, just watch what you're doing out here. These people are. You got people catfishing. We got people switching the game up.
Oh,
know,
wait.
Yeah, I heard and I really just want to just tell y'all, women, y'all got to be careful, especially if you're not in a relationship. Be careful the dating scene, because my cousin met the guy. They went out. When they actually got together and they went upstairs to do the do, when she came back, her apartment was empty.
Whoa.
Okay, so then let's talk about toxic. Let's talk about scissor. Because my 17-year-old daughter loves this song. She talking about she just killed her ex and his new girlfriend too. Like, this is the music on the radio. She asked me, could you go to the concert? Absolutely not. Because it's not okay to kill your ex or his new boo because y'all ain't together no more. And
No,
this
just
is
walk away.
Yeah, this is what they listen
I'm
to.
like,
I got issues with that. Talk about
toxic music.
I ain't heard nothing about none of that.
It just
I don't listen to the radio really.
Yeah.
I listen to Scissor, so yeah, I heard it.
That's what I said. Planting those seeds.
Planting them seeds.
Yeah, that's wow. That's
And that's deep. That's deep.
Jail is a real place, and that little 4x4, nah, that ain't worth it. It ain't worth it.
I don't even think that's even far. I don't think that's on their mind, Jeff. It can't be. Because jail been around a long time, and it's still.
They do once they close the door.
Still,
You know,
I like
close
real nice body butters and soap, and thread counts matter to me. And
how about pure water? I need some real alkaline.
I like real nice
alkaline water, girl.
really nice things. I'm a ritualistic woman. I can't no yeah.
I like privacy in the restroom. I like a restroom. How about that?
Okay, espresso in the morning, honey. These are the things that I need.
I love women. Ain't none in prison. So I'm like, you ain't got no wrong. When the gangs just try to recruit back in high school, like, bro,
should be the simplest.
Ain't nothing there I want.
Anybody out of jail, right?
I love women.
Right.
I can talk to them. I can look at them. Ain't number dudes up there. What I want to go there for? You stupid to me. Why you on these blocking for in the morning? Good luck. I'll be a nerd and go talk to all the pretty girls all day with no. Oh, he looking for.
And I feel like as like tough it like you know with my persona, I feel like they'll make me the boy, and I don't want to be the boy.
Terry say she don't want the bottle. Terry,
that they'll make me the boy.
You're hilarious.
Oh Lord, alrighty.
Thank you for having me, Jeffrey.
I appreciate you for too. I ain't gonna come through.
Hey, it was great seeing all of y'all. I ain't seen y'all in so long.
I know, right?
Joe, we needed you here last week.
Joe.
I know, right? I was out and about.
He's so clean
to
cut.
my ace over there. Happy birthday.
You said what?
Happy birthday.
Thank you, girl. Look, I'm about to be here.
I didn't think she was gonna be on the show today. Thought she might have been having a little bit too
I gotta
much
finish
fun.
packing. I gotta finish. Well, actually, pack. I ain't got nothing in my suitcase but swimsuits. But ain't that
That's all you need.
Ain't that all? Ain't that all?
Now you got a day count to be back now.
I know. I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna be back.
Don't be bugging that man if he ain't calling you because he wants you to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have an amazing time. I'm gonna come back refreshed and tanned and ready to go.
Ain't it a beautiful thing, y'all? Look at God, y'all. Look at us.
Ain't it amazing? That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, listen.
It's an
That's
amazing,
a beautiful thing. Joe sitting over there with braids. I can't believe it.
Okay.
You don't know this man.
Look,
I didn't do it. I didn't do it to him. I can honestly say that. He didn't get it from me.
What the hell?
He didn't get it from me. He wasn't around me.
Hey, Mrs. Davis, you got a theme song now. I don't know what you heard about me.
Oh wow! Okay.
Oh man.
Look, that's this now. Sure.
I take it.
See.
Dear Jeff, we sit on the porch during the summer, man, and he'll tell you. I tell you everything. See, this here is PG.
Mm.
Yeah.
Jeff will tell you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I don't cut no corners. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Nope.
I ain't got no filter either. But
Nope.
I'm PG. I know my wife told me. She taught me how to keep it together a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I got to get.
Now, I appreciate one for that because this is the G-rated brand. A little bit 13 in there here and there, but not
y'all
no.
Y'all
F
don't
and F and no, can't do all that.
Y'all
In the
don't
words of old dirty bastard.
Yeah,
y'all like it raw.
Pinch me 4 times on the podcast.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta give it to them raw. They don't it's the only way you can get an understanding. You
True.
know, gotta get your point across.
I got 6.
It's the delivery.
Kids.
That part.
I got 6 grown kids.
Sure.
My oldest being 30. And I ain't got no grandkids because I told them, if you make it, you're gonna take care of it. I'm gonna make sure.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I'm gonna be real about it.
I got one grandkid.
This is real good. We need to kick off on, just keep it going with
I
this.
think we should hit on the music next time too. I want to end on that one.
Yeah.
I know. That's a good one.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jeff?
Well, me and my co-host, sorry if she getting thumbs up, we'll do it.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta have our meeting and go over what we already have going. But yeah, this was especially dope.
Absolutely.
I hope
Hopefully,
everybody.
enlighten some of those out there and
You said
save
what's
somebody from a toxic relationship tonight.
Right.
Up on this resurrection weekend. Hope everybody safe,
Yeah.
gonna do their food, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be up until about 3, making side reels and all that. Then I'm gonna tag you.
Oh, who
Teri.
got the greens with some turkey and?
She said the greens.
Anybody
I ain't got
else?
that one.
No
I'm
turkey.
not even cooking, Terry.
Nobody.
Me
Okay.
neither. Sorry.
This holiday.
All right, then.
Enjoy your trip, girl.
Girl.
Hey.
All right, everybody. Hope y'all enjoyed this
Nice
episode.
seeing you done.
She in the dance.
And wife.
All
Joe
right.
with the braids. All right, Terry.
Till next time, everybody.
Hey,
Yeah.
too. Okay.